cool looking robots, independent for faction, but also pay to play. Let's talk about the NSOps. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Fab1, and today I want to say Happy Easter. I've been gone for a while for a little gentleman's trip to somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but I'm back right now. I've got my internet back and I'm back to Planetside, so let's get rolling with NSOps. Not that long ago, I addressed the issue of the faction balance. You can find the video in the top right corner if you don't know what I'm talking about. But on that particular video, I got a few comments. They were all stating that the NSOps might be a solution for the faction balance. If this really is the fix for the faction balance, I also think it deserves some more thoughts from my side. But again, like always, this is a discussion, so if you think differently, please do let me know in the comments. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more discussions like these, consider pressing that big red subscribe button and join the one and only Gentleman's Club. Having said that though, let's start with a little description. What is the NSO? NSO stands for Nanite System Operatives. So basically the special forces of Nanite Systems. The Nanite Systems was once a small company on Earth that researched and developed nanotechnology and worked with the Terran Republic, building prefabricated buildings for the expeditions through the wormhole. Since re-establishing business on Arrakis and being integral in the discovery and production of modern nanite technology, they've branched out to the other industries such as rebirth technology, vehicle design and weapon design. Where they previously were very loyal to the TR, nowadays they provide military contract work to all three factions. But there's also the vital rebirthing services which keeps the Arrakis immortal. So in a nutshell, all these different factions have already bought and used multiple weapons from the Nanite Systems company. Their latest addition though are the NS Operatives. The NS Operatives are robots that work as mercenaries for the highest bidding faction. The highest bidding faction is always the one with the lowest population, with the lowest amount of soldiers, probably because they have less mouths to feed. The robots show allegiance to a certain faction by showing off different colors on the armor. So a robot with a purple shine is probably fighting alongside the Vanu, whereas for example a robot with more blue elements is probably fighting with the NC. This kinda sums up the lore behind the NSOps, and I do have to thank the Planetside 2 wiki page, because as always they are a nice source of information. The link to this certain article is of course in the description below. But the main takeaway I want you to have from this is that the NSOps is sometimes called the fourth faction, but they won't have their own warp gates, they won't have their own goals, and they won't be able to win an alert on their own. Gameplay wise, they are implemented to help fix the imbalance of server population with the different factions. So therefore, they will be always fighting with the lowest population faction. But don't you worry, they won't switch every freaking second when the server population changes. It won't be the case that you are fighting alongside this robot and the next second he changes to a different color and he kills you in your back. No, it won't be like that. However, on a personal note, I would kinda like this Order 66 Star Wars flashback in Planetside 2. But when you log in and your robot is programmed to fight for a certain faction, that should not change anymore. I do have to say though that during the playtest on the PTS, suddenly I was redeployed at a different faction warp gate. I don't know if that was a bug or intentional, but you should not be redeploying all the time as an NSOP. If I am wrong, please correct me down in the comments down below. But okay, we have tackled the robot faction, we have tackled the independent thought faction as well. What about pay to play?
This, can I say it, is this is a members only feature. And so if you have a membership, you can purchase, if you have a membership, you can create this character, and then also, in order to continue to play the character, you have to continue to have the membership. Like that's the deal.
To have access to play them.
Exactly. So
one of the sort of just built-in advantages of playing one of these characters is, since you're going to the lowest population faction of each of the zones that you're going into, you'll never be in a membership queue ever again. But but also because of or any sort of queue getting into a zone. But because you're playing as these characters, it'll make the other people that are waiting in queues not have to wait as long, because you're bringing it that much closer to the faction balance that we're looking for to allow for other people to join their other factions. So
exactly.
Well, you heard the man. It will be membership only. It makes sense because with the NSOps you will completely circumvent the queues, and with one of the membership benefits being priority queue, it does make sense that this is a membership only feature. However, and here we come with the main big problem, and it is the accessibility. If the system was really only there to fix the balance issue, it should be available to everyone. That is not the case. I don't have any numbers on how many people are a member of Planetside 2, but if you are looking at the Twitch chat and how they reacted on the announcement of it being a membership only thing, well, a lot of people reacted very negatively, and that I think means that they are not a member right now. The question though is, will this NSO thing be enough incentive for people to buy a membership to play as an NSO? I don't know. Please let me know what you think about it. Are you going to get a membership when the NSO is going to launch, or will you just keep playing for free with your normal factions? Well, to me it all doesn't matter. I'm a member myself and I want to support this game, and I think it's a nice addition to the members like me. It's a not overpowered addition to the game that does add something unique to the game. You have to continue your membership though if you want to play as an NSO. But okay, let's go back to the accessibility. We obviously don't have that big of a number of members. The members we do have probably also have their own other characters on other factions. It is not like all the members are going to play NSOs when it comes out. I do expect an influx of a lot of NSOs on day 1 when the patch releases to live. However, in the long run, I think it will be underwhelming. I simply think there won't be enough members playing NSO to fix the balance issue. I will try to do my part and switch from mainly playing Vanu to mainly playing NSOs. Also, to keep having fun in the long run, I am planning on creating our own NSO gentleman outfit, but more details about that later. Let's go back to the robots themselves. What is special about those? First of all, they have this amazing look created by Doku. Apparently he has been working on this for over 3 months, and I think he did a fantastic job. Also, on this particular unit, you see the clear elements of a rat by the TR. These elements will change accordingly to the faction. But that's enough about the look. How do the NSOs play? The first thing that I noticed when I was in the redeploy screen is that the NSO have no maxes. But that's not the only thing. If you go to the vehicle terminals, there's no MBT. Also, there is no ESF. The only vehicles the NSOs use are the common pool vehicles. While I think it does make sense that they don't have their own specific vehicles, I do think sometimes they do lack a little. But who am I? I'm not a vehicle player, I am mainly infantry. Let's look at the weapons they have. Again, only common pool weapons. For example, we've got the Daimyo, we've got the NS15, we've got the Decimator, we've got the pistol. In general, I'm really happy with the NS weapons. But again though, they do miss some specific weapons from the factions. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a problem, but I can see for certain people that it won't be enough for them. I also have to note one other thing which is very important gameplay wise, and that is that you often play against different factions. If you're used to playing different factions a lot, no problem, you're probably used to this. However, if you really main one faction, you're probably used to fighting the same color over and over again. If you start playing NSOs, it might be confusing because you switch allegiance very often. Since you also don't have specific vehicles or specific weapons from the faction you're fighting for, it might be a bit confusing which faction you're fighting for. That's why the developers added this big right emblem in the right corner. When you see this, you get a quick reminder, oh yeah, I'm fighting for TR in this case. I think it's a very clever addition to the UI, but I can still imagine that there will be a lot of team killing. It will be very confusing and also a fun period when this comes to live, I think. But we will see. I've got one final point I do want to make. Planetside 2 has always been a very faction-driven game. It is very clear we've got 3 distinct factions with all their own look and feel to it. The NSOs still feel kinda bland. In Planetside 1, there also was a 4th faction called the Black Ops. However, that system worked differently. What they did in Planetside 1 was they picked a few players from the different factions and they put them in the Black Ops faction. However, there was a difference. The Black Ops players had a big buff. Yeah, for example, more HP, stronger weapons, and some more stuff. I haven't played Planetside 1 myself, but I can imagine that would be very cool to play as a Black Ops. To balance these buffs out though, what they did in the game was they united all the 3 other factions and they fought all against the Black Ops. This is not happening in Planetside 2. And I think this 4th independent faction is a fine and interesting idea. It should balance the game a bit more, but I still believe there is little reason to play as an NSO. It is not like that you have long waiting times already as a member. It isn't like you can't look special as a member because you get free DBC every month. And also, it is not like you have too little characters to play around with, because as a member you get 6 different characters. I have to say this though, and this is a very nice addition to all the players of the game, and it is that everyone will get a free character slot. For a standard member that would mean 7 characters, and for the normal players, the normal non-members, that means at least 4 character slots. This was announced in the latest developer stream in April, and I think it's a nice gesture after revealing that the Planetside NSOps will be only available for members. But okay, to finish off, when are all these things coming to life? When is it happening? When do we get all the good stuff? Soon. Very soon. DayBreakGames will release the NSOps together with DirectX 11 on the same patch. This will be a massive patch and also probably be the moment for DayBreakGames to do some more advertising for the game. We have had 2 playtests so far to test stability, and I think we can expect the patch to come up mid-May, early June, not sure yet, just estimations. What I noticed myself though was that the NSOps still could be team killed within the warp gates. And there are still some other issues that the developers need to tackle. But if you want to find out how it is to play as an NSOP, you can go to the PTS right now, member or not, and try out the NSOps for free. Together of course with DirectX 11. Unfortunately the test server are not really populated, so you probably won't find a fight. However, stay up to date with the Twitter feed from Planetside 2 or my Twitter feed at Fable1_TV, because I wouldn't be surprised if there will be another playtest coming soon to test some new things. Anyways, on our Twitter and our Discord we will keep you up to date. But like I said though, I will be playing probably a lot as an NSOps in the future, so just keep up to date with this channel if you want to see more, so please help out a fellow gentleman by pressing that big red subscribe button. But that's me, I'm Fable1, and I'll see you soon with some more content.